Namaskar. Hello and welcome to P Guru's channel. This is a special transmission. I'm joined by Sumit and we are going to be talking about the ongoing operation by Israel on Iran. This has been long in coming, but I think Israel took advantage, or they knew the timing. Whatever it is, a lot of things have happened there. Let's welcome Sumit who's going to give us an update on this. Sumit namaskar and welcome to P Guru's channel. How are you?
Jai Siya Ram, Radhe Radhe sir, all good and fine by the grace of Lord Mahakal, Yuva Ashirwad, and namaskaram to all the viewers, and happy to be here this morning, and let's, I think, start in the name of Bhagwan Shri Ganesh. This is what
Go ahead. I thought you were waiting for me. Go ahead.
This is what Shri sir, we have been predicting that Israel will not wait for America to hit Iran or not. The nuclear talks are going anywhere. Agrachi thought he could do the tailspin every hafta, every Sunday talks, and it will continue till perpetuity. You could befool the Americans, you could fool the whole world, and you think you are the smartest people on the earth, and you will keep on making your bombs. You enriched your 1/3 of the uranium in the last 3 months, and you think it could go on perpetuity. Nothing is going to happen. I have been on record saying that Israel will attack Iran amidst America helping or America not helping. They can't wait because the things are going out of the roof. What are the latest developments? Couple of developments in the last 48 hours. First of all, 48 hours back, I think we covered that on P Guru's. General Hossein Salami, the head of IRGC, who is no longer there, is evaporated. He kind of said that we are going to attack Israel because we have that dossier, we have got the intel, we know where your nuclear sites are, we know where Mossad assets are, we know where your diplomats are, we know who are your friends in the world. We are going to attack and decimate you, and we'll do an attack which nobody has seen. That was him. Then yesterday, Iran's defense minister, Sayyid Zadeh, Brigadier Sayyid Zadeh, if I remember the name correctly, he said that I'm going to attack if the nuclear talks fail. You see, if the nuclear talks fail, what are we going to do? We are going to attack the American bases in around the Middle East. Will decimate all the Americans, and he is very candid in saying it doesn't matter. Americans will have more casualties than us, will spill more American blood than us. That was yesterday. So by yesterday morning, we knew that Israel had almost declared war. Before that, Agrachi, the chameleon of the Iran, he came and said, "Will not let International Atomic Energy Agency enter Iran. We are thinking of moving out of the pact." So you have three people talking in the same tense. You have the IRGC chief, you have the foreign minister, and you have the defense minister. And then Khamenei comes and says, no, enrichment is not negotiable. We are not going to give an inch of it. In the meanwhile, Putin came and Putin said, okay, option, can we mediate? Yeah, I can go and mediate. And I'll keep on mediating till perpetuity, till the Israel has not done its job. Then, aap kuch keh rahe the, sir?
Yeah, the name of the guy. Can you bring up the general, please? His name is General Hossein Salami. Hossein Salami. Name of the guy, Hossein Salami. Yeah. And see, this is where I think India might have missed a trick. You have taken out all the terrorist hubs, but the headquarters of terrorism is the ISI headquarters. And in fact, today, the chief of ISI is also the country's national security advisor. One stone, two birds.
Then. And there's a lot more, sir. We're going to go through it. So in the meanwhile, I'm just giving a little bit of background. So Russians came up with the idea. Putin was saying, I'll try to settle this issue. He came up with the idea, said, give me the uranium, whatever you have. I will enrich it for your medicinal purposes, for your nuclear purposes, and give it back to you. You can trust me on that. Khamenei said, I am not giving. This is my national right. I am not giving. So it was reaching to a point wherein it was pointless to have the Sunday talks with Iran because they'd already backed out on everything, and everything was posturing. We have the title, we have the intel, we have that. So still, up to last night when I went to sleep, rather this morning, early morning, we were told that, that Americans are still holding the talks, and Trump has said, I'll have every member of my cabinet go in and try to get this deal. But the problem with the Trump is he thinks he can get a deal everywhere. He can't get deal with jihadis. That is given you to understand that. So we were in that background. I think it was around by 2:30 a.m. in the morning, we had that thing in the mind and we slept. And I think by the morning we got up at 7:30. So the first thing we know that Israel has already attacked. And the operation, which is called, I think they called it Rising Loin. I think that is the name of the operation. Yeah, Rising Loin operation was launched. What is the Rising Line operation? The Rising Line operation, what I can summarize your format. So it was the status up to 2:30 in the morning. Israel decided to attack on its own. Here, the clarity is Marco Rubio came on record and said, look, American army or navy or American armed forces are not kind of rising line, right, are not involved. It is Israel who has done this decision. But now there's a clarification. Trump has said, yes, I was aware they are going to attack, but America has not participated in this attack. But in a way, America will defend. What the American Secretary of Defense is saying will defend. If there's an escalation, America will defend Israel if it is required. That is what the position is. IRGC came and said, your footprint is there, because Trump is saying he's not part of this attack, but his footprint is there. It must have happened with his concurrence. It must have happened with his go-ahead. That is the political part of it. Now, what has been achieved? That is what you all will be looking to. First of all, three major facilities: Natanz, Kondad, and it is Khorramabad. I may not get the Israel names very correctly. The pronunciation might not be very good. All these facilities have been attacked, three major facilities. Now, there are peripheral 9 to 10 facilities which have been attacked. Now, all the drone manufacturing facilities and all missile manufacturing facilities have been attacked. And there is a major refinery in Tabriz. Now, that refinery is gutted. The news we have, Natanz facility is completely destroyed. That is what the chief of the this Iran's nuclear management or whatever you call it had to say. Natanz is decimated completely, and others are likely to be destroyed. Israelis have done 4 layers of attacks, and even when we talk, the Israeli attacks are happening. There is no resistance from Iran. Iran had bragged, we have upgraded our air defense batteries. We have this Ines baked missile, Ines Qasim, and we have recently a new missile which can carry 2 tons of warhead, which was the defense minister was talking yesterday, but they could not fight anything. These are the facilities which have been kind of Tehran, and in Tehran, IRGC headquarters is eliminated. Now, who is died? The chief of IRGC, General Salami, which we showed you, is no more. The chief of Iranian army, like the chief of the armed forces, his name is General Bagheri. General Bagheri eliminated, number 2. Then there is one General Ghulam Ali. I think he's believed to be the number 2 in the armed forces. He's eliminated. Now there is one more person which is here, Amir al-Hajdizi. Amir al-Hajdizi, who is this? He is the number 1 advisor to the Khamenei, and he was head of all the nuclear program of Iran. He's been eliminated. Several nuclear scientists of Iran are eliminated, and at least 4 topmost generals are eliminated. He is the same man who had told us, you remember when we discussed on P-Gurus, that it's a matter of not 48 hours, within 24 hours we can have the nuclear bomb. The same man who was considered to be the right-hand man of Khamenei, he is eliminated. Khamenei is believed to be intact. Khamenei is still intact. Iran's defense minister, so far intact. We don't know about others. IRGC is intact. And how long the Khamenei will be, we don't know. So what have they done? Even, you remember Iran had come up with those tunnels. We have those tunnels, circular tunnels where we have stored those missiles. What the Israelis have done, they have blasted the entry into those tunnels. I think this has been copied from the Operation Sindoor, because if you blast the entry into tunnels, the tunnels become useless. And one more thing. And I suspect, this is my suspicion, I have no proof, but my analysis that she said if they have done it, trust me, there was something nuclear inside those tunnels. Maybe it was enriched uranium. Maybe it was something, a dirty bomb. Maybe it was a tactical warhead. So what the Israelis have done, they have decimated those tunnels. And that, if these tunnels start, there are no blast doors. Remember, the tunnels are circular. There are no blast doors. So all the arsenal of Iran will be destroyed inside those tunnels. What I'm analyzing, Israel's attack has three aspects. Israel has come up with a statement. We have taken out all the nuclear facilities, all. Not main, all, khatam. We have taken out all the facilities where missiles and drones are manufactured and stored. And we have targeted all the prominent leaders and personalities who have been involved in this. That is where India missed the bus. We should have done the part 3 is where we missed in Operation Sindoor. Maybe in Sindoor part 2 will do. So we have targeted this. So at least 4 generals, this Amir al-Hajdizi, the head of the nuclear program and right-hand man of Khamenei, and 10 to 20 or more nuclear scientists, and a lot of key people had been eliminated. So if you look at Iranian army today, there's no IRGC head, there's no armored head, there's no deputy head of IRGC, there's no deputy head of army, and there is no head of Iran's nuclear facilities and management, whatever. And besides that, there are a lot of people and a lot of Iranian scientists who have been part of this facility have been eliminated. Iran has closed its airspace. Still, we are contemplating that Iran is talking to Khamenei because they have been shattered, they've been devastated. Not even one bloody jet was scrambled. They could not fly one jet to intercept it. So nothing was flying. And even what we know that they tried to fire 1 or 2 missiles to Israel, which got intercepted. And Benjamin Netanyahu said, we are in war. Iran has declared war. In the meanwhile, in Tel Aviv and other areas, the metros and all have been shut because you are anticipating a hit from Iran. And Benjamin Netanyahu has kind of told his people, be prepared for this war because this war is going to last much longer, because this is not like any other war. So we have to be really prepared. And in Israel, they have already started a campaign for blood donations. Come and donate the blood because that is what will be required. Khamenei has said this is terror. Now Khamenei says it is terror. Senior nuclear scientists, I have seen in all, and 20 of them. So they have been all eliminated. And look, Khamenei says it is terror. Because when Khamenei says, I'll go and attack Israel, that is war. But when they get arrested, it is terror. This is the terror of the Zionist regime, and we will teach them a lesson. We'll do this, we'll do that, the usual rhetoric. But is Iran in a position to attack? Because this time, even if you look at Tabriz and all areas, even the refineries are burning. Iran's refineries are burning for the first time. So I think the idea is nuclear facilities, military commanders and those prominent leaders, and even the refineries, because that is where the mullah regime gets the money to fund all these wars. So the Ghulam Ali Rashid is also eliminated. Is a senior commander. I told you the General Ghulam Ali, he's the same one who's kind of eliminated, and even the IRGC's headquarters in Tehran have been destroyed. IRGC's headquarters in Tehran has been destroyed. So, and even this Natanz facility is now closed, is completely devastated. This is kind of agreed by Iran. Iran has not been able to do anything much. And there's one more, Iran's airspace is closed. Israel's airspace, I don't know if it's closed or open, maybe it is closed at some time. Iran's airspace is closed. Iran has vowed very serious retaliation and all. Let's see what Iran can do. Americans are ready. Trump says, I am aware. Agarachi blames that Trump is because of you the attack happened. I mean, I was contemplating on yesterday that there are 3 scenarios which can happen. Iran can do the attack. And, Americans will be there to cover the back. First, slip of tongue. Israel can do the attack and Americans will be there to cover their back. That is the first scenario, most likely. Second scenario was that these Iranians can do the attack and then Americans retaliate, Israel retaliates. They will at least have a symbolic victory. That is not likely. A third, staged escalation, cyber attack, bring down a power grid, bring down a nuclear power station, things like that, where you do a very systematic escalation. My opinion was either one or third will happen. Second is not a possibility. First is Israel will go and attack them, because for IDF it doesn't matter does the Americans come with them or not. Still they have a plan. They will go and attack them. So this is the update what we are having. And there's one more aspect I have to tell you. It is believed that in this attack, it's not only Israeli Air Force. Israel has said it is beyond Israeli Air Force. So we don't know, has Israeli Navy participated? Has Israeli Army participated? Are Israeli Special Forces involved? Who are involved? Because if you look at the attack, Iran had declared, I am 101% ready. I'm waiting for you to come. I'm waiting for you to say that, I'm waiting for you to say, and I know that you will come and I'm waiting for you. But admits that Israel went in and Iran could not do shit about it. Nothing was done. Not even one jet was in the air. And Agarachi says that, it is because Trump says we can't have a nuclear bomb. And it's because of that things happened, and it is a tacit support of Trump. Now, the problem is that it might escalate into a regional war, because MBS, to my best of knowledge, has cancelled his, he was supposed to go to G7. He's not going to G7 right now. And even Air India and all have issued advisories that they'll be moving their planes around Iran, because Iran's airspace is closed right now. You can't fly over Iran. We don't know what will be the position over Israel. But it has started. The war has started. Now, I'll have just 1-2 sentences and I'll hand over to you. The only problem is that Iran in the past had threatened that if war escalates, I'll start attacking the oil refineries and oil facilities of the neighboring countries in the Middle East. That's point number 1. Point number 2, remember there are Patriot batteries which are in Makkah, which Saudis have clearly talked about. MBS has spoken. Yesterday, their defense minister or somebody has also spoken. And they have clearly shown that outside Makkah, outside the big mosque, and Saudis have told us that they are there to protect the Hajis who are coming for Hajj. Around 1.5 million come from Hajj. And from whom? From the missiles of Houthis. So even Saudis had some inclination this might happen. And then somebody might use this as an opportunity. Oh, we don't know. The missile came in. It was a misfire and all. Houthis have tried to fire missiles at Makkah before. So Patriot missile batteries of America are protecting the biggest mosque or the holiest mosque in Makkah and are trying to protect the pilgrims who are coming for Hajj. This is now officially claimed and accepted. The pictures had been released by the Saudi Arabia's government itself. It's not a speculation. It's not an analysis. We have the pictures out. This is what broadly the looks at. 4 attacks have happened. The attacks are continuing. We have not yet heard any retaliation from Iranian because looks to me, if I look at the attacks are 4 hours, Iran is devastated. I don't think they are in a position to attack. I don't know. They are trying to count their down losses. There's nobody. The command and control is decimated. Look at the Israeli intelligence. They exactly knew when to attack, where to attack, and who's hiding where. They have eliminated all of them in one go. They exactly knew how to eliminate who. And all the claims what Iran was doing, have got that treasure door, and I know exactly about this was all bluff and all that. Qasim Bashir, INS missile, and the missile which can carry 2 tons of payload and all. This is all farce what the Israelis do. But what I'm very happy, the Altakia of Agrachi, who thought he could befool the whole world, who think he can befool everybody, is called out. Now, I don't know is the man dead or alive. When I last saw, he was alive. Last saw, I don't know. In next 15 minutes, anybody can be dead. So what about the defense minister? What about the foreign minister? What about the Khamenei and Mohammad Parkazin? Even one, sir, 36 hours back, Mohammad Parkazin was saying, we don't want a nuclear bomb, but we'll not give up the enrichment. So even if you look at the atomic energy, if you look at everybody had given up on Iran, they are making a nuclear bomb, and Israel does not have time. So what Israel did is the best thing. This is what a country should do. And what I liked about the attack is you're eliminating the top men of the Iran who have been orchestrating this, who have been the arms and legs of this mullah regime, and who are responsible for bringing this beautiful country to a debacle what Iran is right now, who have been responsible for the suffering of the people of Iran. The people of Iran are good. I mean, in 1972, they used to go to beaches wearing bikinis. Yeah, from bikini to burqa, they pulled the country back. They devastated the economy. And this regime should go. That is the only thing. And Trump should get one clear message. You cannot negotiate with jihadis. That's very clear and simple. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. I have 2 or 3 small update, viewers. First of all, Trump has said, and I'll quote him, he said that Khamenei cannot have nuclear bomb. One line. Correct. So very, very clear in that. But there is an interesting story that has actually been published in many magazines, which is Trump has a health condition. And this health condition came to light when he was at a sports arena event where they found something interesting in his pants. And it is believed that he has a catheter. What it means is that he has an incontinence problem. Incontinence means you cannot hold your urine. You cannot hold your urine. So what happens is that you have a small bag strapped to your leg where the urine goes in. And this is a bit of a concern because so early in this second term, Trump has this problem. It's not something that I would worry too much. At the same time, Trump hasn't said one way or the other, but many news sites are now showing that data. They are covering this. So we'll keep you informed on that. Many of you are also asking about the status of the Air India 171 crash. We stand by our observation. Yesterday, we had said in our Hindi broadcast, me and Sumit ji, that sabotage cannot be ruled out, and we stand by that. There are 2 other reasons why sabotage could be happening. See, the Jamaat, Jamaat is a party that transcends many countries. They have been unhappy with Air India's stance on Palestine, meaning Tata Group stance on Palestine. So that could be also another message. I told you that Gujarat is chosen just because they wanted to give the message, "Ghar mein ghus ke marenge. Tumhara ghar yahan hai. This is your house. We are going to come hit you here." So the sabotage cannot be ruled out because this plane is supposed to fly itself. This plane is supposed to fly itself. And there are 2 options that we are going to be discussing a little bit later in the day today. One with Sridhar Chityalaji at 6:30 p.m. IST, and another one with Kalabai Venkat at 8 p.m. Different ways to look at this problem, different context. So do come back for that, and we'll continue with this one. Why did India not take this opportunity to get rid of the terror headquarters. I wonder why. And they also missed out. They also allowed what's the other guy? The Sindh guy, Miyamittu, to die every day for some more days. They are allowing Miyamittu to die every day for a few more days.
Sir, I think the only thing what we have to learn from this operation is one is preemptive, which is we don't have to wait them to do anything. Second thing is now Benjamin Netanyahu and IDF has a very clear statement. Yes, we have targeting your all prominent military personalities and all people who we think are a national security risk to Israel. We are targeting them. It is clear. We are not. It's not they got killed by accident. We targeted them. We killed them. And that is what India has to learn. That is what India has to do. You have to identify these people, declare these people, and eliminate them. And wherever you find them, you have to eliminate them. That is the only way. Like Field Marshal should have been dead by now. I don't know when he's still alive. You knew where exactly he was. You could have taken him out, because you don't take him out, the things are not going to stop. Because now look,
Sirji, this guy. I'll tell you another thing. Sorry to bother you. I mean, sorry to disturb your plan, your pattern. Sorry to disturb your flow. See, do you think the National Security Advisor will be very far from his army chief? No. Why, when this was happening? They would have been in the same bunker. So what I told you, one stone, two birds, you could have become one stone, three birds.
In fact, the first thing is we have to learn is to be preemptive. We don't have to be reactive to anything. We don't have to wait for another Pahalgam to happen. Operation Sindoor is on. We can still go and dismantle them whatever we want. Look, today, why Iran is not able to retaliate, sir? 5 ghante ho gaye. 5 hours have gone by. You know why? There is no command and control. Look, there is no command and control. All the airfields must have been decimated. Nuclear facilities are in flames, right? There will be a radiation leak. The tunnels which were used for storing, they are all gone. Your refineries are on fire, possibly. And your command and control, who will take the final call, there's nobody. Now, Khamenei is not a military general. How can he take all his generals have been eliminated? And I'm still wondering, I'm just keeping my eyes on the defense minister and foreign minister. So will Israel go and eliminate defense minister? Because defense minister threatened yesterday Israel that I have this 2-ton bomb and this 2-ton payload carrying missile, I'll eliminate Israel and all that. And so the problem here is that in today's world, nobody can decide who needs to live and who can die. Because this Khamenei is the man who will say you have to just be killed because you don't fit in my scheme of things, or my religious teachings want you to be dead. And that is why I'm killing you. There is no animosity, particularly over a typical land, water, resources. What are the typical reasons between Israel and Iran? What is the animosity about? Animosity is that you are Jews and you need to be killed. You just need to be killed because you're Jews. That is very simple and direct what Khamenei has to see. So this kind of Islamic hegemony cannot continue, and this kind of Islamic dadagiri cannot continue. So these people have to be taught a lesson. Let it be Pakistan, let it be Iran, and let it be their cousin brother Tayyip Erdogan. And if these radicals think that they can rule the world and they can dominate the world, they have to be taught a lesson. And this is what it has to be done. Yesterday, he threatened his defense minister, Sayyid Reis-Zadeh, whatever, brigadier. He threatened America that I will take out all your I will take all your bases in the Middle East. They're all in my hitting range, and you will have more casualties than Iran. So he is directly talking spilling American blood. So I think America has all the right to take the person out. If you can't do it, let Israelis go and do the job. And I was always telling you, the best person in this business is Israel. If this operation you want to be 101% successful, you have to let Israel take the lead. You have to just be at the backup. If there's an escalation, we'll handle it. But let Israelis go in and do it. They are the best in the business. They exactly know where to it, when to it, and when not to it. And it is, see, this hit came when Iran says, I'm fully prepared. I'm waiting for you. Main pura taiyar hu, and admits that they've devastated Iran. They have devastated their resources. And I still have a hunch that Americans will be okay with Khomeini gone. Americans will be okay. Israel will not let their defense minister live. I don't know about Agarachi, but they will be happy with one. They may not touch Mohammad Parkazi. But is Khomeini disposable or dispensable or not? That is the only question. Because unless and until you take out Khomeini, the problem is not going to stop, because he will keep on building another infrastructure of jihad, another camp of jihad. And this all myths about Islamic Revolutionary Guard, they can do this, there are force and all this, all BS. They could not do anything. But yesterday, I can tell you, yesterday morning, they had started activating their silos. They had started getting their drones in the air, and there was a lot of activity seen even with the Iranian Navy, Iran's missile force, and this there is one guy who is the head of I can't remember his name. There's one guy who's heading this IRGC's Air Force. He's also eliminated. If I can get his name, kya naam hai uska? This Amir al-Hajidi is the head of Amir al-Hajidi is the head of now. I got a confusion. Amir al-Hajidi is the head of the the IRGC Air Force, and the Khamenei's man and the head of the nuclear facility is Al-Shamkhani. So the names are so different from ours. So I at times get apologies for that. So Al-Shamkhani was the head of Iran's nuclear facilities and the right hand man of Khamenei is eliminated, and Amir al-Hajidi was the head of the IRGC's Air Force. So IRGC's chief of a CDS, what you can say, is eliminated. Then even the head of Air Force is eliminated. Why? Because yesterday they had got their drones ready. They were trying to fly them in the air, and they were trying to get the silos and all activated. There was some activity seen within Iran where the US CENTCOMs, which is the Central Command of the United States Army, had confirmed, yes, there are things which suggest that Iran is going for war. So this was confirmed yesterday by US CENTCOMs, and US CENTCOMs has a unit which is based out of Qatar. So US CENTCOMs have come, yes, they are going for war, and after that, now the head of that unit of the Air Force is eliminated. The IRGC command is eliminated. The head of Iranian army is eliminated, and this Ghulam Ali is eliminated, the deputy head. So at least more people are eliminated. We at least can assure you 4 topmost generals of Iran are gone. Their topmost nuclear boss is gone. So these are the 5 big hits, and nuclear scientists and all are over and above that. The thing here is, look at the timing of Israel. Look at how Israel exactly knew where to hit and when to hit, and amidst whatever was happening on the talks or no talks. Now, I don't think there will be talks happening on Sunday because Iran has already cancelled the talks. So Trump was saying that we'll be still willing to talk, but I don't know what are you going to talk, because tomorrow is, day after tomorrow is Sunday. So will Iran be in a position to talk or not? That is still to be contemplated. But Iran is going to hit Israel. There will be casualties in Israel, unfortunately, right? Israel, but how will then it comes in US escalated about the Israeli attack, but they will react if Iran. It is the threat attack US bases and kill American soldiers. This is exactly the problem, is because if America doesn't do, if Israel doesn't do anything, this Iranian defense minister on record has said yesterday, I will go and attack the nuclear bases of, I will attack all the bases of America in the Middle East. In fact, we had that on agenda yesterday. We were going to do that, but unfortunately, after that air crash, we moved our focus to the air crash. Otherwise, this was our agenda. For the first time, Iranian defense minister has directly warned the United States of America that he will spill American blood. So if whatever Israel did in retaliation is the perfect, they were in their perfect rights to do that. I think the overall things might escalate, or if Iran is bombarded and pounded more, Iran's regime can go, or if the regime survives, they will escalate the things. They will make it as a regional conflict, and they can target the oil and the refining facilities of the neighboring countries. The people who will be really sulking is China, because China will not be able to get free oil from Iran in lieu of those bombs and the ballistic missiles which it was sending them, all the tech it was giving them. That's good news. Second thing is that I remember we discussed on P-Gurus. I told you there is a truce between Trump and Putin. The deal is, Mr. Trump, I am going to do whatever I want to do in Ukraine. You have to keep your mouth shut. Americans will not intervene. They will not talk. Not even a word from Americans on what is happening in Iran. I told you Hegseth kind of diverted the supplies of anti-Shahid drone missiles to Middle East. And he said, I have a threat in Middle East. By the way, that Shahid drone factory, wherever it was, that's gone. All the Shahid drone, wherever Iran was making them, it's gone. Secondly, Hegseth said, I am going to divert them to Middle East because I have reasons to believe Middle East is a much of a problem. That was point number 1. Second, I told you that, when Americans will do whatever they have to do with Iran, they will ask Putin not to interfere. And you will see not a word from Russia. Russia is not interfering. They had only given the last option, give the nukes, give this enriched uranium to us. If you want it in a form and quantities, what you need to run the nuclear power and this radio and nuclear medicine, all will exactly give you as and when you want. That is in our custody. But Khamenei kind of said no to that. So after that, there was no options left. And in the meanwhile, Ukraine is getting compounded very, very hard. And Iran is getting pounded very, very hard. There are two people who are not interfering in each other's affairs. Putin is not speaking, Trump is not speaking. That is what this 75 or 90-minute phone call was all about. They kind of cut their, they've cut their lines very clear. This is my line, this is your line. You don't interfere here, I don't interfere here. Let's settle the job. So it's a matter of time. Putin will settle Ukraine. It's a matter of time. Israel will directly settle Iran, because there's no point of Americans going there, because Israelis know the best how to do and what to do. Only if America can give them the support which they're giving. And by the way, remember I told you there was these Patriot missile battalion which was moved from Indo-Pacific to Middle East, and 2 THAAD batteries. Now Israel has 2 THAAD batteries. For the first time, Israel has given 2 THAAD batteries, except it is over and above their normal Iron Dome, David Sling, and what is called Arrowhead, Golden Arrowhead or something. But the third is missile shield. Over and above that, they also have 2 THAAD batteries now. They have the Patriot which are protecting them, and there are American aircraft carriers which will be in the vicinity. We'll see how much can Iran escalate. We'll see how much can Iran go. Will Iran try to contain it, or will they try to make it a regional conflict? Now, what is the price? Even after yesterday's declaration of war, I think oil prices had already hit $72. So today the oil prices are going to go higher, and the gold prices will possibly go higher as well. Your stock markets will be impacted a bit, because we don't know how far the escalation is. Now, what to me, the Iran's plans look to be an all-out war. Decimate Iran in one single go. Don't do this piecemeal. Don't hit here, though they'll repair it and come back. So hit them on all the possible sides and make this mullah regime go. Let the people of Iran be liberated from these rabid mullahs, and let the people of Iran have a democratically elected government which is forward-looking, which is progressive, which believes in getting science, technology, and taking Iran to a different level, rather than talking about jihad and elimination and killing and getting nukes every day. That is where it is. It's a very, very strong. It's a very, very strong message to the Middle East. Still, Israel rules the roost, and I don't think anybody will dare to intervene. It is also believed. I also have some information that even yesterday they had activated all Hamas, Hezbollah, and all the proxies of Iran, thinking there will be a war. And even there is a intel charter which suggests that even just before the attack, Iran was possibly told by Hezbollah, because they have a lot of vicinity within Israel as well, there will be attack which will be coming, but it amidst that warning, still Iranis could not do anything. They could not defend anything. And the last point I want to make, not even one Iranian jet is in the air. Kuch nahi. No, they have those vintage Baba Azam jets, and by the way, somebody must have told you that Iran has a lot of nuclear submarines. Those nuclear submarines are like so good that even if you are in your yacht, you can hear them below the water. Their noise is so high, you don't need a sonar. You can hear them below the water. They wo Hindi mein kehte hain tractors. They are those tractors of Baba Azam ke zamane ke. Their sonar signature is so high. Even the Chinese sonars can get them. That's as bad as they are. So, but last point, it's not only Israeli Air Force, possibly Navy and the forces which have gone in. Israel is silent on it, but we'll figure it out who went in and what they did. Sir.
Yeah, we have a few questions from our viewers. Let's quickly go through them.
Sure.
G.S. Gopalakrishnan, thank you so much. Kushanand Keshav says, Trump cannot be trusted. He can dump anyone for no reason. Do you think that America will defend Israel if the war escalates? Of course it will, sir.
101%. 101%. Because you know why? That is in the interest of America. That is not for Israel. It is in the American interest. I'm telling you, the world cannot lose Israel. If you lose Israel, it's a dam which is stopping a lot of crap coming into America, Europe, and the whole world. If that dam goes, everybody, including India, will have to pay a price. Even India will have to pay a price. Even yesterday's, I'm slightly diverting, even yesterday's plane crash. Look, India has now taken sides. And there are a lot of people in this world who are not bloody happy with it. And that is why a thing like that can happen, right? Because India has taken sides. It was not the question before. India was not taking sides before. After you take sides, you get some good friends and you also get some enemies in the process. That can be one of the reasons, what it can be attributed possibly to what happened yesterday. Next
question, please. Vishnu Gopi wants to know, if China attacks Taiwan now, then rimland on fire, US फंसेगा and we can do something on both our eastern and western front. कोई बीच में नहीं आएगा?
No, we can anything do whatever we want to do with Pakistan and China. The Americans are not going to intervene. I think she is in deep trouble because I think there is an agreement between Putin and Trump. What does that mean? What does that Chinese games won't work? If Iran is decimated, it is a direct loss to China because China has put a lot of money, including the $40 billion investment in Iran recently. And then you see, that is why China is in deep shit. All their multi-billion dollar investments in Pakistan, Iran, and anywhere in the world have gone down the drain. So who's going to foot the bill? So problem here is that China will not be happy with it. China might try to activate Taiwan, might try to activate something in Taiwan. Even China might try to do something like a Galwan here. Let me point you, they might try to do something like as a Galwan here. This is quite a possibility. This is quite a possibility. And friends, let me point out one thing important which we did on P-Guru channel. I hope you remember. We had discussed that there was an article in Sunday Guardian which said before Pahalgam will happen. There was another article written by a TTP spokesperson. He said 2 attacks in India can happen. One will be on a public transport, big public transport system. So
That's
what is
happened yesterday.
That's exactly it happened. And he said there'll be one thing which can be orchestrated, and he said there'll be Afghan angle to it. And let me take you back to Sarah Adams. Sarah Adams tweeted on 9th June that the biggest attack to India is coming. So that is one angle. Second angle is, even if you look at this...
do you think a CIA person would actually tell?
No, CIA, because this lady had gone rogue, sir. This lady had gone rogue. She had relations with the ISI. I think she was thrown out of the CIA because...
That is Christine Fair. Yeah, that is Christine Fair. Sarah Adams, I'm not sure. You know what? In my opinion, a spy agency will not tell you, I'm going to do this. They'll just do it and then also...
The point I'm trying to say, sir, she had tweeted on 9th June, the biggest attack.
Former CIA.
Former CIA. We nahi hai CIA. She's left CIA. She has tweeted us and she was saying, 4-letter word yourself. Then I'm trying to correlate the two. Remember what she is saying coming from Afghanistan? There is her tweet, and I'm relating to the article we discussed that it will be kind of Afghan hand will be seen on it, but it won't be real Afghan hand because Afghanistan people caught some people with that fake passports, which could be dropped there and they said it is done by Afghanistan. So that is it. And second, they said that there could be something which could be orchestrated on LAC by ISI to have a flare-up between India and China. So one thing looks to have happened. We don't know right now. Looks to have happened. But this second thing, LAC wala, is a possibility now. Because I was answering this question, is a possibility they might try to flare up something between India and China, and even China might try to do something because attacking Taiwan has a lot of implications. Having a skirmish with India does not have implications at all. Then Americans and all won't be involved. But if you do something with Taiwan, the whole world will come looking for you. But if you do something with India, it is something, say it's a bilateral issue, we have this problem, that problem, it happened and all that. But at the end of the day, if Iran cannot be trusted, China can never be trusted. That is my point of view on that.
Next one, please.
Look, this is the tweet, 9th June. This is what exactly I was mentioning. There's a clear warning. Good luck, and you see the last sentence. Sir,
next one, please. Yeah. Shanmukha Swami wants to know, Nostradamus has predicted that Islamic countries will fight for themselves and 50% of its population will be vanished by 2030. Is it becoming true?
If Iran tries now to disrupt the regional peace by attacking their oil fields, by sending missiles to Makkah, which they should never do it because we vehemently oppose that. If they try to do that, because this mullah is crazy, then it's an all-out Islamic world wide. Then the epicenter of the fight will be Middle East because look, that's why I made a point. MBS is showing you the pictures of patriots protecting the biggest and the holiest mosque in Makkah, and he's gone on record to say why I'm doing it, and even his minister goes on record and says we are deployed this to protect the people. From whom? Houthis. And who controls Houthis? Iran. They're proxies of Iran.
Iran.
There's no doubt. And Houthis have tried to attack Makkah before. This is also a reality. I mean, I'm telling you all which have happened. It's not an analysis or a hypothesis here. Somebody asked me a question. No, sir, they are there to protect refineries. मैंने कहा भैया, Makkah is here, refineries are here. While you put petroids here, the refineries are here. And now Saudis clarified that. No, they're just to protect Makkah. And they are American missile systems for the which all of you will of course know. So it's so complex. We don't know.
Blue Eagle says, what about Taiwan? Will India support and supply weapons like drones? Will it attack?
I think India should support. India is already having some kind of a track through in Taiwan. India should support. India would support because, look, I have been very clear. When it comes to Desh and Dharma, there should be no compromise. You should talk direct. China supported Pakistan against us in Operation Sindoor. We have all the right to go and support Taiwan if there's an aggression of Chinese Communist Party against democratically elected government of Taiwan. We have all the right to support them. We should support them. We should do it. And Americans should do it. Everybody should do it because even all the democracies of the world should support them because this is Chinese aggression. This is the only difference between Xi Jinping and Khomeini is one has a beard, another doesn't have a beard. The mentality is same. They think on the same wavelength. The Trump might have said yesterday, I love Xi, he's a good friend and all, but that is only for a business perspective. That is all, the business talk, what Trump does. But there's a serious problem which is brewing in the world. I hope and pray what Iran has threatened last time, they don't start attacking the refineries in the Middle East. That will jack up the oil prices like anything. But Putin will be very happy. It happens, Putin will be very happy. Everybody has to go to Putin to buy oil. So Indians are smart. We already went to Putin. We're buying a lot of oil from him already. So we can increase our quotas. I think our ministry should start talking to Putin. Mr. Putin, can you increase the quotas? We might need them more. Likely we will need them more.
Just now, the IDF has confirmed that Iran has launched 100 drones at Israel. So we'll have to see how this thing is going to be faced and neutralized by Israel, or will some of them actually go on land. So that's it for today. Thank you so much, Minji. Thanks for coming at such short notice. Viewers, come back and join us at 6:30 p.m. as well as 8 p.m. Namaskar.
On that note, viewers, kindly like and share and subscribe to our channel. You have to push this video on your WhatsApps because that will give us encouragement to keep on doing the hard work what we do and keep on getting the best to you on P Guru channel, always first. And on that note, Bharat Mata ki jai, Vande Mataram, and Har 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 Mahadev. Mahadev.